Turn left onto North State Street. In a quarter-mile, turn left onto East Cesar E. Chavez Avenue. Keep left at the fork. Continue for 1.
What's going on? What's going on, people? Taking a little drive to Malibu. Wanted you to see how it is to drive in LA with no traffic. This is Monday morning, 8 o'clock. $8 a.m. You never imagined 8 o'clock in the morning you would have no traffic right next to downtown Los Angeles. 5 interchange to the 10 West. First Amendment Mike in the house. What's up, Mike? How you doing? How you doing, Mike? How you doing? Take this little road trip. I'll see if I can say hello to a couple folks in, actually I don't want to say hello, I want to tell people to stay away over in the Malibu area today. Good morning to all. Hope you guys have a good day today. Be safe out there. Whatever you're doing, keep your distance. Usually around this time, this freeway is jam-packed and you are hating life if you have to drive through here. Today. Not today. It's LA Times. Gotta visit the LA Times. LA Times should be active, right? News services. Becky O, what's up? Sorry guys, can't read the comments, but thank you guys for being here. To Malibu, we're gonna hit PCH and then take PCH all the way up, so be able to get the scenery from the beach. Is that down? Stand by, guys. Jump out of its carriage. Let's do it. Yeah, it's been pretty slow, guys. Not that it's slow, just been trying to stay away, stay in cover, stay away from people. But in Baldwin Park, I've been hearing a lot of calls for people not breathing. I don't know if it's just regular health or if they're actually hiding information, but yeah, multiple calls of people not breathing. But pretty crazy. Pretty crazy, guys. We still gotta be out here though. We gotta still keep our police accountable as long as we could, guys, because once we're on lockdown, we're on lockdown. What's going on, Cam? What's going on to everybody? Thank you guys for being here. Sorry, guys, can't read the chat, but hope everyone's having a good one. I could peek in real quick here and there, but if it's a Shala Mihana, I could probably catch a Shala Mihana. Dang, no traffic. Guys, what's the news on the streets? Everything's been pretty quiet for me. Everybody's been quiet. What's going on, Scott H? About 10 Freeway, Crenshaw Boulevard. So pretty much passing through South Central. Past through West LA. Santa Monica. Probably even gonna pass through right through Venice. Shala Mihala. Gonna give Shala Mihala today. I did a pretty me and Downey Transparent, I did a video. There's this guard that came out and he really wanted to talk to us. As a matter of fact, he spent about 10 minutes really trying to get us to say something. And he actually figured out that we were only telling him like 2 words or 2 different phrases. He was actually smart enough to be like, man, you guys are only telling us 2 things, which was true because we kept on telling him Shala and then Shala Mihala. He was actually smart enough to figure that out, not like most people that freak out. He's saying Shala Mihala. He keeps telling us Shala Mihala. You know, it's really funny. I'm gonna put it out in a little bit. I didn't really want to put it out. It's kind of long, but it's kind of funny because this guard just does not give up. Until right at the end, me and Downey take off running because there was a helicopter. The cops actually showed up, but they passed by real quick behind us with their lights on and kept going because I guess they got another call right around the corner, and I took off running to the truck to go get the truck and picked up Downey, and then we took off to that call. But that was the call. I think I was on a live stream where the dude was sleeping. It was Ontario. The dude was sleeping. He was parked in a no parking zone. and I guess he was trying to sleep it out in his vehicle, but the cops rolled up on him. And honestly, it looks like that's as far as he made it. But yeah, that was the call that we got right after that. They had the helicopter and about 4 or 5 units out there for one guy that was asleep in his car, and they ended up arresting him for drunk in public because he wasn't driving, and they took his vehicle. What kind of flashlight do I use? It's a SP 36, I think. But I think it burned out. The last time I used it, I don't know if I dropped it or if I just left it on for too long, but it burned out. So if you do buy one of those flashlights that I had, it gets really hot because it's 6,000 lumens, so it's really bright at full capacity. So if you do have it pretty bright, it gets really hot really fast. And let's say, for example, it turns on in your pocket. Yeah, it gets really hot really fast, and apparently it burns out after a while. So I don't know if that's what happened or if I dropped it and it burned out, but mine's just not working. But it's a great light. I guess if you take care of it really well. But I get into a lot of situations out here, guys. So extra good citizen, appreciate you, thank you. I get into a lot of thank you, appreciate it. A lot of sticky situations where people want to grab my stuff, want to pull my stuff out of my hands. So I've learned to secure all my devices pretty good onto my rig, to the point where, I mean, you've seen a lot of situations where guys come up, or even ladies come up and either slap my camera, slap my rig, slap my phone, you know. And it's got to the point now where they don't even fall off. It's either they're gonna break my device off because they hit it so hard, or they're gonna hurt their hand really bad because my device is well mounted. So when I first started, a supporter sent me a couple of different little gadgets, which I'm still in contact with this very dear supporter. Helps me out a lot, you know. It helps me out a lot in the background and is very appreciated. It's a hell of a name if you're listening. Thank you very much for what you do. But the supporter sent me a couple little gadgets, a cold shoe, a mounting bar, and like a couple little rig pieces that came in very helpful in addition to what I had. So kind of putting all those little pieces together, I was able to build a really solid rig. If anybody's seen my rig, you got to know that if you try to grab it, I mean, I've had situations where somebody's actually grabbed my actual camera from the body and the lens and try to rip my rig out of my hands, and all I have is the bottom part of my rig, the pole, and I'm like fighting these people off while they're pulling my camera in their hands, trying to rip my camera off my rig, you know, and or just trying to rip my rig in half, which they were successful in doing in Pomona, as far as I can remember, and because it was very vague and everything happened real quick. The dude that was pulling my rig from the front had most of the he had pretty much most of the attention because I was facing the forward and fighting the guy in front of me for my own equipment, which he tried to rip out of my hands. Because I heard the guy whisper as I turned around to watch West Coast Digital. I heard the guy whisper in Spanish, the camera. He said "la cámara." So the guy ran up and grabbed my camera and tried to rip it out of my hand. So all the motion is in his forward motion against me towards him, and I believe that the other guy was able to grab the bottom part of my rig, and I think he even tried to bend it up to break it, which he did. At the end of the situation, my rig was broken in two pieces, and there was no way that could have happened unless somebody tried to rip it out from behind, because the guy was pulling it forward towards him. There was no way that my rig was just going to break on its own in half and have a broken actual socket on it as well. So when I finally retrieved my rig back, fully from the guy in front of me, it was already broken in half, and I had to pick the bottom piece off the floor, off of the ground, because, like I said, it was taken apart. It was broken in half. So my theory is, I didn't have eyes on myself. I had eyes on the guy in front of me that was trying to steal my stuff. So my theory is they broke the bottom part of my rig and used it, in the attack, because I still have a shoulder injury from that incident that hasn't healed, and definitely a bad situation to be in. So moral of the story: build a rig that is going to withstand a lot of impact. Even if your rig hits the floor, you don't want it to you don't want your rig to fall apart once it hits the floor. So gotta have something pretty stable. Yeah, just interesting stories that we run across, out here. A lot of people. I mean, we're not really out to look for this type of attention, but this is the attention that is drawn towards us. So we have to accept it. We gotta, it is expected, but it's not wanted. It's not wanted. For somebody to come up and start attacking you and hitting you. It's really more about mind your own business. Why would people even want to approach you, come up and start bothering you when you're clearly 30, 50 feet away, 100 feet away sometimes, and these people will take the walk of shame, the walk up of shame, to get shut down, because we're not gonna, I don't feel like I have to answer you, so I'm not gonna talk to you. And then the walk of shame when you get shut down because you didn't get what you wanted, and now you feel like you have to throw a tantrum. In that process, you might take it to the next level and throw your hands up, start pushing and shoving, feeling entitled, and that's what really, it's not wanted, but that's the part of it that, at that point you have to accept what's about to happen, because these guys, some people are just so entitled to the point where they don't get an answer, and now they have to threaten with violence and then act on violence. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy, the mentality of some people, that they feel like they have to hurt you because you're not answering them. Doesn't make any sense, you know doesn't make any sense. I mean, there are, yeah, sorry, see you later, and they just walk away. But there's times where you don't feel like, oh man, I'm not gonna say anything just because I don't want to tell people mind their own business. Maybe they'll just actually mind their own business. But it's sometimes in those moments where those people feel like, oh, this guy didn't talk to me. Oh, it's on. I'm about to rip his camera out of his hand. You know. So just be careful out there, guys. Build a rig that is gonna last. If you have a rig, um, you don't want your equipment to fall into the wrong hands. So uh, if somebody does try to steal your equipment, I mean, obviously you're gonna defend yourself, but definitely do not use excessive force to retrieve your equipment either, because once you've got your stuff back, and anything after that would be considered to the police excessive force. Oh yeah, you got your stuff back, but then you still kicked his ass after that. Okay, yeah, you're going to jail. So just be very careful on any situation you get into out here, because the tables will turn. As you guys know, a lot of people that don't deserve to go to jail end up in jail, and mostly it's because you were trying to defend yourself. Somebody was trying to defend themselves. You got into a situation where you felt that revenge was your option, and maybe you took that route. You got in trouble for it when somebody actually did something to you. So just be very careful on what you do, guys. Definitely a lot of cases out there that they shouldn't even be. But there's a lot of people in jail that have to pay the price, for what they did, and a lot of people are paying the price for what they didn't do as well. For liars, thieves, and cheaters, that end up getting away with murder because they found somebody else guilty that was innocent. And it happens every day, guys. It happens a lot. So a lot of fake crimes, and a lot of people being jailed and accused. And hopefully the system gets better. I mean, that's what we hope for, right? You get rid of the corrupt cops and intelligence, and you get the ones in there that are actually doing the right thing, and things will change. But until then, nothing will ever change, as long as those people are still in position where they're teaching their underlings everything, how to do everything wrong, and teaching them the bad ways. And this is how we end up. it is, Malibu. Good old Malibu. This is PCH, guys. PCH, and we're now in Malibu, taking a little ride on PCH. Hey guys, it even happens, yeah, even to like the auditors and cop watchers that get arrested for the silliest things, like supposedly trespassing or whatever. A lot of times, let's say for example Johnny 50 got arrested at the VA, and or like when I got arrested at Baldwin Park and the DA throws the case out, stuff like that, trying to pin people on trying to make man-made crimes that don't even exist because I wasn't even breaking the law. Like even when I got arrested in Newport, I wasn't even breaking the law. But these guys want to, try to say that, interfering and that I'm breaking the law by trespassing. But when it all comes down to it, everybody tries to backpedal because they know that there's no law that was broken, and all of a sudden I'm getting a letter saying, hey, yeah, we didn't have you under arrest, haha, that was a joke, huh? Did you laugh? We didn't have you under arrest, it was just a detention. Same letter I got from Newport Beach is the same letter I got from Baldwin Park. Same exact setup. We didn't have you under arrest, it was just a detention. No, I don't think so. You throw somebody in the back of your car in cuffs, treat them like a criminal, run their record, down talk them all the way to the station, search them, doing unlawful searches, and and then housing you in a little box. I think that definitely falls under being placed under arrest, especially if they said you're under arrest. And as coward as they are, they still had to, in Baldwin Park, Herrera still opened the door as they put me in the car and they drove up to the guard, and they're like, and Herrera straight out told the guard, oh, tell him that he's not welcome here anymore. Tell him that he's trespassed. So, making up crimes after the fact, because the guy never told me to leave where I was trespassing. Herrera forced the guy, after they put me under arrest, after I was in the car, in cuffs, then he tells the guy to tell him this, tell him that, criminals. These are the criminals that we have supposedly protecting and serving the public. Right on, guys. Well, just be on the lookout. Oh, you know what? I got a call yesterday. Just be careful out there, because there was a call on the radio yesterday There was a guy, I guess, running around in the neighborhood, knocking on people's doors, asking them for help. You know, that they needed help to get to the hospital, and that they were sick and this and that. You be very, very careful for people scamming you, trying to get into your house, trying to get into your car. Next thing you know, you guys are left out in the street while somebody's driving away with your stuff, belongings. So be very careful out there, guys. Be careful who you're answering your door to, and just try not to interact with people, especially knocking on your door with a mask on. It's not a safe thing to do. Yeah, buddy. It's pretty quiet out here. I see a couple people surfing. The cops are patrolling the parking lots, making sure that there's not people crowding around right here at the beach. I just saw a unit a couple of miles back. I don't know if you guys saw him, but he was just cruising up and down the parking lot, making sure people aren't crowding up out here. Once I get deeper into PCH, my signal's gonna go to shite, so it's gonna turn into to Pebble Rock. So I'll probably lose you guys in a couple miles here. Well, I'll probably be static recording because where I'm going, I definitely won't have signal. Up in these little canyons in the hills, so I'll be static recordable spots out in this area that I'm gonna check out today, guys. So trying to keep our public officials accountable. That's all we can do right now, guys. That's all we can do. If you guys can send some love back to my channel, go watch some old videos. I know I haven't been putting up too much content right now. Just trying to have respect for the people and stay away from facilities, and do as least audits as I can, and more cop watching. So if you guys can, appreciate it if you guys can keep my channel alive. And even though I'm not posting stuff, just go back and watch maybe even some old videos, or the cop watching. I know it gets long and drug out, so if you can watch a couple of cop watches, that'd be great. Appreciate it. Definitely stay tuned for what's coming up, though, because I do have videos coming out, and I'll put that video out today for that guard that was all being entertaining for the most part. You hear Downey in the background pretending he's whispering, but I think the guy didn't fall for any of it. He kind of knew that we were all shot out. And so it was funny. You guys will laugh. Yeah, the streets are empty out here today, guys. Alright guys, I'm gonna start losing signal once I make this turn up here. But I'm gonna go ahead and let this one go for now. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, checking out the scenery in Malibu. I'm gonna see what I can find for today, see if I can get some sheriff calls out here, and I'll put them out to you guys as soon as I get back. So see you guys in a bit. You guys have a good day. Be safe out there.